Hi everybody, it's Julie and welcome to Memory Dex Monday. Let's get this situated. Sorry about that. Okay, and I have a fall card that I am going to make and take you along with me today. So to start off with, I know that I'm going to want to stamp this this stamp that I have. I believe it's a recollection stamp from a fall set. And I'm using a file folder. I was gifted 2 boxes, one from my dad and one from some friends that were moving away. And so they're the right color that I wanted. So we're going to go ahead and let that dry. So I'm just using my Close to My Heart ink in Oak Brown. I have had this for like ever. Since like 1993. Okay, I have already cut out a Memory Dex card using my Heidi Swap Memory Dex die. And the paper that I got last week at Tuesday morning, it's got raised dots on it. I really like it. So what I'm going to do is let's go ahead and we're going to rip this. I just think I like ripped edges. That way when something isn't perfect, it's, if it's ripped. Okay, we're going to come over here because I can't have control. So when I'm ripping and I want the ripped edge to show up on the top, I hold with my left hand and pull with my right. And that way I get that edge is going to show up on what I'm ripping. It's going to show up on the front. Okay? So there we go. So I know I'm going to go ahead and, you know what? Let's distress this a little bit with my 10 Holtz Distressing by Ranger. And this is Vintage Linen. And I actually like this one. I know a lot of people use the Vintage Photo. But I do like this one. So this is what plus this is what I have. I did just get the Vintage Photo, but it's Distress Oxide. So you know what? Let's see what the difference. Okay, see, that one is really, really dark. So I would probably want to use my actual distressing tool if I was going to use that. So that was a good good test there. But you know what? I could use that on this. And distress it and get a little bit. Oh, I like the way I like the way that it's going on those raised dots. And I think we'll go across the center a couple times. Yeah, so we've distressed the Memory Dex card as well as the words that are going on top. I'm just going to go ahead and glue this. So we will take out the Tombow Aqua. And you know what? I am trying to use up the 3 of these that are sitting on my desk, and I discovered, this one might be sneaky, this isn't, okay, so I've lost the one that I was using. Anyway, if I left the top on, that I could use the bottom of these, and I was able to throw away 2, and I guess I threw away the one that still had the top on it, so I'll have to pull that out. So anyway, that was a great way to use those up because, I use all my packaging and everything else. It kind of was a bummer to not be able to use this whole bottle of glue, and that was really more me, because I got tired of waiting for it to get down to the bottom where it was coming out. But by using this larger edge, show you this, it has this larger edge on the bottom, and I was using that yesterday, and I used up the other 2 bottles of glue, gluing down larger pieces. Okay, and as we know, the only thing about this glue is you put it down and it tends to raise up, curl a little bit. Just go ahead and push it down again, and then I've been very, very happy with this glue. So the next thing, and it adheres all the different types of things that I want to be putting down. So another thing that I was gifted was this large piece of green burlap. So I took it out. I figure I'll be able to use it through Christmas. And so I'm just going to take, I had cut a few little pieces out, and this was one that I had cut. I'm just going to go ahead and fray it just a little bit more. And then I'm going to glue it down right about there. Okay, I'm just adding glue, and I'm adding a little bit of a pile of it so that it will have something to attach to. And I'm going to go ahead and put it down there. Next, I have one of the pumpkins that I have that I've colored, and I stamped the pumpkin. So this is the pumpkin. I got it at Michael's. I stamped it with black. Then I went ahead and with my terracotta stamp pad, it's here somewhere. Here it is. Oh, Autumn Terracotta from Close to My Heart. I have used a sponge, a makeup sponge. It's here somewhere too. There. And I've taken and just colored it in. And I'm able to do like 6 of them or more in a minute. And then I have one here also, so if this was stamped onto something, I could mask it. And I'll put the video to that down below. Masking and stenciling. Actually, I just called it coloring in less than a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and then I've just colored in the stem with a brown colored pencil that is just a Crayola colored pencil from back to school section, and I got it I bought a new package of them this year. Okay, so I'm just going to attach this here. So and then there's also another way to do the pumpkins. When you're going to be cutting them out, you can just go ahead, stamp them out, and color them in. So I actually did this one that way. I stamped a bunch of them on the paper, and then I've gone in with the sponge and sponged the color onto them, and then I can just color the stem brown, and then I can just go and cut them as I need them. So there's 2 different ways of doing that. So the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to make an embellishment out of this green here, and you could do these and have them ready ahead of time. Do this like while you're watching TV, maybe. So what I'm going to do is I want a little more color. So I'm going to use this little orange button that I have from my stash. And I'm going to take some of the button string that I have, or it's button thread. It's a thicker than regular thread. You could just use regular thread if you wanted to. And I've gone ahead and pulled it through. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and pull this back. I'm going to put some glue here on the button. And then you remember those frayed edges of the burlap? I'm going to go ahead and make a little arrangement here, kind of like kitty whiskers. Okay, so I'm just going to arrange some of them. And then I'm going to go ahead and put them through the loop, lay them down onto the glue, and then pull the strings. Okay. Then we'll go ahead and tie it. And you could do this the other way where you're just going to show like you would have a normal button. Okay, I want to have the sides kind of similar. So I'm going to pull it through a little bit. Pull a couple of them through. Okay, and so I'm going to go ahead and double tie this in a knot. You could just leave it at that, but I'm going to go back in and tie a little bow, because you can tie it in a knot, or you can tie it in a bow, or you can throw it over your shoulder like a continental soldier. Yeah, do your ears hang low? That's a song from way back. Okay. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to put it down here. Okay, so up here I'm going to want another one of those buttons. Let's see, I have a little one and I have a big one. So I have this size, I have this size, okay, I do want to cut a little bit off this. Okay. Okay. I'm not going to attach this until after I've put, but I'm thinking it's probably going to go like that right there. Okay, so this one is going to just get the string through it with the bow. So this does have a flat back and a rounded top, so I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I go through from the back to the front. You could do this with a needle. Okay, so I have it on there. So again, I'm going to go ahead and double tie it. I was thinking the other day, well, I could just tie a bunch of the buttons, but then I started doing this with the frayed edges of the burlap, and I was like, no, I guess I better not do my buttons ahead of time, because I like the frayed edge. I'll show you. Here's a tag that I've done it on with the button. This one I didn't tie the bow. So I I like it. Okay, so this one, I've gone ahead and I've tied the bow. And I'm going to put some glue on the back. And I'm putting the glue so that it will also come through where the strings are on purpose. And then I'm also going to add a dab of glue on top of that knot. So hopefully it will stay where it is. Okay, so now the other thing that I have going on here is I wanted to attach a couple of these charms that I made. And I made these in a video yesterday. So I will attach the video for these little charms. It's an acorn and a leaf. They were plastic table scatter that I had gotten at 99-cent store. And so we're just going to attach, and I'll put that video down below so that you can see how I turned flat table scatter into little charms. Okay. And so with those on there, then we can kind of get an idea of where we want to put this. And I'm going to go ahead and put it right there. Okay. So I've been doing, well, you'll see in the videos coming up during the next week that I've been using this green burlap quite a lot, and that I've been attaching the burlap phrase also. Let's see. Okay, so we do have the 3 orange, but this one is not bright enough, and so I'm thinking I might have to go over here and might have to add a 3rd button, because something is, okay, we've got the 3 greens, something is just not. Oh, I know. We don't have our gold, our dot, dot, dot. Let me get that out first. So this time I had an idea, but I wasn't sure what I was gonna, I mean, it wasn't positive what I was gonna do with it. So I have the Bling Bling Bling. This is from the Michaels $1.50 spot. It is recessed dots that end up looking like rhinestones, but they're actually recessed holes that are faceted. So let's see. If we put our dot, dot, dot down here. And there we go. Fall is when nature turns to gold. I think I like it. So, if you like this video, this idea, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, put them down below in the box. There we go. I'll show it to you up close. So we also have the pumpkin that we made in that video. Find something to celebrate every day. And don't forget to subscribe. Bye-bye.